What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're doing another deck video, pretty much. I'm going to look at the new stuff, see what we can do with it, and actually build an amazing deck with it, I hope. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it.
So guys, if you want to help support the channel with no extra cost, please use the affiliate link down below. It costs you nothing to support the channel, and it's just a great way of doing it while you're checking out cards that you are always ready going to be paying for. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So this one, we're going to actually use World Conveyance, and we're going to try to build Applimon. So if you guys don't know how Applimon works, is taking in the mechanics that we've already seen in game already. We've seen Jagras, and we've seen none other than a similar playstyle to Link, and that is if we go to none other than Ragnar Lordmon. So Ragnar Lord, by placing one under your traits, that's not this Ragnar. No, we need the other Ragnar. Sorry about that. I think it's this set. So this one introduced it similar to being by paying one cost, place this card as a bottom of one of your legendary arm traits or one of your level 3 Digimon as a bottom Digilution card. So it gives some sort of effect boost for the turn, but with Applimon, it does something a little bit different. As you can see, it kind of does the same thing with the links, but it's just playing what Ragnar Lord does now to do this. So obviously our big payoffs are going to be none other than Gaiamon. So Gaiamon plays a little bit differently. If two such cards are linked together, stack the link cards on top of each other and digivolve. So one thing you have to know about App Fuse is that Summoning Sickness does count. So if you just play the Digimon Mind Linked and then, App Fused, you're not going to get anything off after that point. So that's something to think about, especially with Gaiamon here. So when digivolving, when attacking, you may link one Digimon card with Appmon traits from your hand, or this Digimon's Digilution cards to one of your Digimon without paying its cost. And then it also has a link plus, so it lets you to have 2 links. Normally with links, you're only allowed 1 link per, and then they would fall off. But Gaiamon circumvents that by having a plus in its link abilities. And then your turn, when this Digimon gets linked, by suspending this Digimon, trash your opponent's top security stack. So it's quite useful, and our big payoff will be Gaiamon for sure. So that is something we have to look at, and let's get into what do we need to see. What's really interesting about the deck in general is if we're looking for app cards, so we need to type in Appmon. So we can fix this by making it apps. So now this thins it out a lot. So first off, we're going to take a look at Swipemon. Swipemon is going to be one of our versatile pieces. If I remember correctly, there isn't any other eggs for the Apply deck. So this is going to be our big one. And I think vitally, when this Digimon gets linked, draw a card. It's going to be our main egg and main goal. So we're going to use Appmon as our search. So taking a look here, we have Gachamon. Gachamon is your turn when this Digimon gets linked. If you have one or fewer tamers, you get to play a hero from your hand, a Haru from your hand without paying its cost. It has a link cost for 1, but it also gives raid as part of its connections, and it's giving a plus 2000 DP. So that's kind of cool, right? There is no inheritables on these Digimon because the way that the stack is, if I remember correctly, everything comes from the side view here, the plus and this. So this is just, there's no inheritables in the deck. So that's something to think about too, is that this plays a lot differently than what we've come to know. So first off, we need to have, Appmon, Gachamon, just being what he can do, right? Now, we're going to need Navimon. The reason why I say that is because Do Gachamon requires Navimon and possibly Tweetmon. So you got to take this into account that the way it's worded is that you need to have at least Gacha, so you need one of the 3 to be able to make this card. It does not matter what it goes about. You just need to have one of the three. So if two such are linked together, stack the link cards on top and digivolve. So doesn't matter, one of the three, you don't need all three. So that's super important. It has rush and raid, so this lets you at least be able to attack the turn it comes in. And then your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon gets linked, it may attack. And then this Digimon may attack as its linked ability, and it gets plus 3000 DP. So definitely we want Dogacha. We're gonna need Navimon because it's gonna help us search our deck, and one card with App Driver trade among them to your hand. You know, return the rest of the bottom of the deck. So Navimon at a full play set. And then we need to see, what is it? Not Calendarmon. So this requires Tweetmon. Do we actually have Tweetmon in here? No, Tweetmon's not out yet. Interesting. So it's a future card that we're going to get, which will help fix up the deck's ratios in kind of roundabout way. So I think we don't have Tweet. Let's see. Tweet. Okay, so the only card that mentions Tweetmon is this. So we don't have to worry about not having our app pieces at the moment. So that's going to help. Vitally important. So now it comes down to just seeing what other pieces we need, especially if we're focusing on Globemon here. It has a security +1. It gets to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon, and it gives a plus 4000. So we're really solid there. On play, when Digivolving, you may link one level 4 or lower card from your hand or this Digi-Evolution card to this Digimon without paying its cost. And then when this Digimon gets linked, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much DP or, you know, this Digimon's DP. So at least it gives that boost threshold. So we're definitely going to be playing Globemon at a full play set and Gaiamon. So we're definitely going to need Haru. So it's a main memory setter, but when your Digimon gets linked by spending the same or draw a card, then one of your Digimon may app fuse into a Digimon in your hand. So definitely we're going to be playing a full playset of the Tamer. Then we have this option here. So while you have a Digimon with Appmon trait on the field, you can ignore this color's requirement. So we'll always have the app or Digimon or Tamer accessible for the app. So while reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add one card with Appmon or App Driver trade among them to your hand, trash the rest, and place this card in the battle area at delay. You may link one from your hand with one of your Digimon without paying its cost. So definitely gonna say this is gonna help us because we need a memory S boost kind of card. It's not the same, but as long as App Link exists, we're kind of good. So Gaia needs Karasmon, so that's another card we're going to have to look at. So Karasmon here is a plus 4000 DP, and when this Digimon would leave the barrier by trashing one of its this Digimon's link cards, it doesn't leave. So that's pretty solid for the link ability. It's got blocker, it needs social and Gospelmon. So it's a blocker, and you may link one level 4 or lower card from your trash to this Digimon's Digi-Evolution to this Digimon without paying its cost, and when this Digimon gets linked, one of your opponent's Digimon gets starter main, this Digimon attacks until the end of turn. So we definitely want him. We're gonna need Gospemon. So Gossip. I love it. At the end of the battle, play this without paying its cost. You may return one Digimon card with app trait from your trash to hand. You know, when linked, not bad. I think this is going to be a vitally important one. So right now we have basically everything is in the deck that we kind of need. Oh, wait, no, Soshimon's in here. What? No, tweet. So taking a look here, this is just our rough version, right? So now we have the line that's going to get us into Gaiamon. We have Globemon that needs Timemon, Dogacha, and Timemon. So we need Timemon. Do we have Timemon? So we definitely need Timemon, which again, you want to be playing a full playset of this card because it's so good. So it's got blocker. When this Digimon gets linked, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. You know, being able to de-digivolve in any deck is huge, and then when linking, it de-digivolves on top of it. Really important. So then we need to take a look. We need either Watchmon, Savemon, or Calendarmon. So let's see what watch and calendar kind of do, because I don't think Savemon is in the lineup yet. No, we're missing Savemon as well. So let's take a look at what Watchmon and Sociamon kind of do. So let's take a look. You know, play this with one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP until the end of turn. Might be a possibility at a couple pace, but you definitely need... So we're going to need Watchmon, Savemon, and Calendar. So we're definitely needing Calendar. At the end of the battle, play this without paying its cost. So yeah, this is going to be the rookie we're going to be stuck with. Then Watchmon, until the end of opponent's turn, one of their Digimon can't attack a player. You know, maybe we go 3-3. Now this leaves open. Do we want Scorpion? No, Appmon or 3 Musketeer traits. When linked, draw 2 trash. I think Scopemon has some possibilities, right? Even if we're not using it to its full extent, I think for a card like Scopemon, just being able to do some of the stuff we need by trashing, de-digivolve, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the play cost. No. I definitely think Scopemon might be the play, just because it's such a good link. Or is it Satellamon? By placing one of the traits from your trash till the opponent's end of turn, their effects cannot return this Digimon to hand or deck with the Digivolve and or is affected with the Digivolve effects when Digivolving, when attacking, crushing one card with them. Delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lowers. I don't think that's what we want to do, right? We already have the 4/4 of the 5s. And I think it really comes down to is if I'm going to spend to anything, I think when linking, just being able to draw 2 cards and then trash 2, cycling our pieces is going to be really good, in my opinion. I think we have enough going on with, you know, Watchmon, Calendarmon. We're definitely going to need Navi and Gacha because we need to go into Do Gacha very comfortably. You got Tamon as a value piece, but I think Scopemon is really where you want to be at. And I think this rounds out the deck really nicely. And then at the end of the day, you could just easily trim down some of the fat, right? You know, if you don't think Applink is going to be important, you could definitely trim that a bit, but I wouldn't. But with Haru, you want to you could easily snip him down one like 2. Probably you could snip him down 1 just to bring up Calendarmon, and then you just have a very solid. Just because I think having a character that's going to come out of security is going to be vitally important. You know, until the end of turns, one of the Digimon can't attack a player. That's another option as well. But I think at the end of the day, we have a lot of rookies because we're going to need to apply pressure with our rookies a little bit more. Just be able to have the way the deck plays is just basically using your pieces to do what you want. And we kind of just get there, right? Gaiamon's a really powerful threat. You know, with no inheritables in the deck and being able to be locked down by, let's say, Hexaplow, you're going to have a bad time. But I think all in all, we're in a good spot with, you know, Gacha, the app deck, that I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. I think a lot of players are going to love this deck, and I've been waiting for it personally. And let's just see. This is going to have an alt. This is going to have a stamp. This won't. This won't. This will. This won't. This won't. This will. Oh, God. This will. That has an alt. That has an alt. God, this deck's going to be expensive when you want to max rarity it. So you don't have much going on outside of that. But I think for a good rough draft, the deck has a lot going for it. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of players definitely go with Scopemon first for right now until we get something better. But what do you guys think? What changes would you make in the deck? Let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.